As you learned in your reading this week, there are three types of persuasive speeches: speeches of fact, speeches of value, and speeches of policy. Now, speeches of fact are speeches in which we try to convince people that something is true or false. Speeches of value are speeches in which we try to convince people that something is right or wrong. Speeches of policy are speeches in which we try to convince people to take some action. Your last two speeches will be persuasive speeches. For your speech to be a persuasive speech, there must be at least two sides or opinion to the issue, right? It can't be something everyone would agree with. For instance, it's not appropriate to convince people that they should eat healthy. Everyone agrees. They just don't do it. You shouldn't try to convince people that they should eat 5 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. Once again, everyone agrees. People just don't do it. You shouldn't convince people to exercise, give blood, donate their organs, eat less junk food, vote, get a good night's sleep, go to college, save money, etc. All of these things people already agree with. These would be speeches of reinforcement, not persuasive speeches. We're not doing a speech of reinforcement, we're doing a persuasive speech. So at least most of the people in the class should be unsure or undecided or against your topic. More specifically, for this first mini persuasive speech, you're going to do a persuasive speech of fact. This means that you'll be trying to convince us that something is true or false. It's sort of what an attorney does in a courtroom. We are never 100% sure that a person is innocent or guilty. The attorney tries to convince the jury that the charge is true or false. Your text refers to the assassination theories surrounding the death of JFK as a good example of speeches of fact. There are several different theories and many books or shows that take one of these theories and try to convince us that it's the true or best theory. The local Widmer case is similar. There have been several trials, and each time different theories are presented in an attempt to convince the jury that trying to convince the jury that Ryan Widmer is either guilty or not guilty of the crime. There are many things that many people in the audience probably know about or know very little about and may not even have much of an opinion about. This is a perfect situation for a topic to convince people. Oftentimes speeches of fact involve predicting what will happen in the future. For instance, you could try to convince us that unpasteurized milk is better for us than pasteurized, assuming that most people believe pasteurized is best and or they don't really know very much about pasteurized or unpasteurized milk. You could try to convince us that a certain vitamin or mineral cures baldness, reduces the risk of cancer, prevents wrinkles, etc. You could try to convince us there's global warming, that a major earthquake will occur in the next 5 to 10 years, that a huge sea monster lives in the depths of the ocean, something like that. So do you get the idea? Your final speech will be a persuasive speech of action. In that speech, you will try to convince us to do something. This first speech is not a speech of action, so do not end your speech by telling us to do something or to take some action. End your speech by making it clear what you hope we believe is true after listening to you. So look at the information at the bottom of this page for more details about how to do this presentation. It's short, just 2 to 4 minutes, but there's a lot you need to do in those 2 to 4 minutes. So think carefully. Good luck.